Good day, everyone. I hope you all had a thrilling Thursday. My Thursday was filled with me being sick again, although not nearly as sick as I felt yesterday. Got this annoying cough, tickle in my throat, sinuses, drainage, all that stuff. The headache is virtually gone. I only feel it when I cough really hard, really. um, the achiness, the chills, they're gone, which is good. My super immune system is kicking it already, which is good. But the streak has ended. I almost made it 6 years. Almost 6 years without being sick. That time in Spain, that was a stomach virus thing. It was not me being sick. um, Not in this way, at least. So I'm not quite kicked it yet. I have to get up early tomorrow to open Planet Smoothie. I'm not looking forward to that because I always feel the worst right in the morning, right when I wake up. And so I'm not gonna want to get up. I'm not gonna want to go down there and do this. But I need to. I didn't send any indication to anyone that maybe I couldn't do it. So I'm gonna do it. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I feel awful. Just gotta make it at least till the mid comes in if that's the case. But even then, I should be able to finish up my shift, no problem. Um, this cough is getting annoying though, and if it's any indication, usually when I do get sick, it's been years, as I mentioned. But from what I remember, the cough always lasts the longest. I won't be sick again. I'll be like, everything will be fine, and it'll just be the cough there for way too long. But at any rate, today I worked again at the library. Same shift, 4 to 8. It went off without a hitch, just like usual. Da, 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 da. Hmm. Yeah, I wasn't able to do a holds list, something I've been doing every Thursday um, with the crew that was there. There were always three clerks, so two of them would let me go do it because they know that's my favorite. My favorite part of the job is doing the holds list, and whenever there's a volunteer there or a page is free to do it, I'm always just a little bit disappointed because I like doing that the most. Today I was a little bit okay with it just because with this I didn't want to do too much motion and stuff like that. But a little disappointed that I didn't get to do it. I'll do as much as I can on a holds list on Saturday morning. Um, Usually what ends up happening on Saturdays is a few of us start out and then at 9 o'clock comes around, we have three people on shift. So provided the one of them is a library assistant, not a clerk, doesn't have things he needs to do in his office, we don't start breaks right away, and I'm able to do a little bit more of the holds list. So there's that. And I usually do it up to the point where we start giving breaks. At any rate, today I went off without a hitch. Tomorrow, like I said, Planet Smoothie when I get done at 2 o'clock. I gotta run a few errands. I gotta go to the bank, get the money out to pay one of my bills, and then I gotta do all that before 4. It's gonna be 2 hours. It should be enough time. And then go to the grocery store and maybe actually buy some groceries and possibly actually make myself a lunch for Saturday. Because really, the days that I work, 8:30 to 5, are the only days that I need something. I need a lunch or something. Because on the shorter shifts, I can go in and get something, and then I work 4 hours, and then I get off. If I'm hungry, I can get something. But on the 8-hour shifts, especially starting in the early morning, it's a little bit tougher to make it through that time without any food. So if I can eat beforehand, great, but I still need to take time for lunch usually. So save myself some time, and if I were to be able to just have it there, grab it, eat it, heat it up if I need to. Got a full kitchen at my disposal with a microwave, refrigerator, all that. So it's just a matter of figuring out what it is I'd want to make and have for lunch, and then doing it. But at any rate, that's all I got to talk about. Except I do want to bring up one thing, just one thing that I've been researching a little bit, and it's involving Star Wars, Episode 7, Force Awakens, and a character in that movie. So I'm going to go ahead and say, spoiler alert here, if you haven't seen it yet, this might not spoil too much, just because this character's name is out there, and was out there before the movie came out. It's the character portrayed by Andy Serkis, the CGI character, Supreme Leader Snoke, and he's the mysterious leader of the First Order, and he is the master of Kylo Ren. That might be a little spoiler. And the one that pulled him onto the side, basically. And in the movie, this is a spoiler part, not much of one. He appears as a giant, but it's revealed that it is actually a hologram. So it's a giant hologram. And there's a theory out there that he is Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis, right there. You see Palpatine, and then Darth Plagueis is the big image right there. And in the Star Wars Expanded Universe, which is no longer canon, although this one could still be canon, because it doesn't take place after Return of the Jedi. I think mostly it's Return of the Jedi, post Return of the Jedi Expanded Universe that they're really throwing out. But his species is called a Mun. And we see the species one time in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And he's one of the people, one of the alien species connected to, not Darth Plagueis, but his species, the Mun, is connected to the Banking Clan and is on the Separatist Council. So we see someone of that species on Geonosis when Obi-Wan is sneaking around. So we get an idea what they look like. Kind of a whitish skin. In that book, it's kind of a bluish skin. I'm not sure which one we tend to go with more. They did indicate that he looked a little bit weird for Muns, as far as even Muns go in the book. And there's a mention in the book of Force lightning and how eventually a Sith can't truly realize their full powerful potential unless Force lightning is turned upon them. And Plagueis indicates that he's received Force lightning already, and he's telling Palpatine, Sidious, this. And obviously we see in Episode 3 when this finally culminates. And I think the idea there is, this is post Episode 3 written, so the idea there is Palpatine's true power was not revealed, not fully taken into himself until the Force lightning thing happened with Mace Windu in Episode 3. So that's an interesting little theory, side theory there. But the idea is that Darth Plagueis is Snoke. Because in Episode 3 there's a scene in this opera, weird opera house thing. Anakin goes and he meets Palpatine there. And Palpatine tells him the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise, and how he can control even life itself, or the midichlorians that control it. And even though they're trying to get away from midichlorians being mentioned, I think it's still the underlying idea there. And so the thought is that Darth Plagueis wasn't actually killed by his apprentice, as Palpatine tells. Whether Palpatine believes that he's dead or not, I don't know. Or maybe he was killed, but he's able to bring himself back to life. And then he holds kind of a behind-the-scenes, low-key role and tries to bring about the fall of Palpatine. And this whole theory brings into the idea that the dark side of the Force is really controlling things, and the balance being brought back to the Force is really when the dark side is in dominance, and not when it's truly balanced. At any rate, this theory that Snoke is Plagueis has gone even further now to indicate that Plagueis, in his attempt to take down Palpatine from the shadows, there's a theory out there that Palpatine cuts off Padme from the living Force, and that's why she's lost the will to live, seemingly. But Snoke keeps her alive long enough to have the children, so the children can overthrow Palpatine. I see some problems with this theory because then that requires Plagueis to have to come back in and overthrow the power of the twins that he lets live. So I don't know how that's ideal or not. Um, but it could be what we're seeing played out in the new trilogy. Who knows? So, yeah. Um, but there's an interesting thing that really, really strongly seems to point towards Plagueis being Snoke. And that is, in that opera house, the music being played in the background that you hear during that scene where he tells Anakin about Darth Plagueis, there's music playing in the background. Now, if you compare this music in this scene to the music, the Snoke theme in the Force Awakens soundtrack, and you play them, there's very little difference in them at all. Just slight differences in tone and pitch, but the same like tone throughout the whole thing. Very dark and quiet and reserved, but also, like I said, very dark feeling. And a video I saw played them both, one right after the other, and I had a hard time telling the difference. And then they played them both simultaneously, and I heard no difference at all. There might have been a few things here or there, but it sounded like this one piece of music, not two separate ones played together. It was crazy. And even though I doubt John Williams would have done that to point people in the wrong direction, I also don't know why he would have done that to point people in this direction. So it's just kind of weird that that happened. And I don't know, I'd have to go back and actually compare. It could have been someone just using that music however they wanted to forward their own theory as they wanted it to be, and it wasn't actually the same piece of music, or the two pieces of music, but actually the same one. I don't know about that. And I'll have to go back and do my own research to find that out for sure. But I just thought it was interesting enough to mention on a post of the vlog and make this vlog nice and long to kind of make up for yesterday's, even though you've had two great Disney vlogs before this. Hoping to eventually get a good camera, so that I don't have to use my phone for filming. Get better editing software for my computer and make it all come together so that I can make real vlogs instead of just iPhone vlogs. But until then, keep doing this. I don't know when I'm going to make it back to Disney. Not tomorrow, I got stuff to do. Probably not Tuesday either. We'll have to see though. Exactly when I fit it in. At any rate, I'm going to close out the vlog here. So good night everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.